Okay, it's time to do some more fitness stuff in today's episode of the Ask ML Fit Show. Hey, I'm Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. If you are new here, it's exactly what it looks like. You ask your fitness questions and I'll answer them. I'm fired up to do it because I've been doing this for 13, 14 years. I still can't keep it straight. I'm a personal trainer, registered nurse, and a behavioral change specialist. And I really do love this. I hope you'll drop your question down below because I just want to answer it. Let's hop into today's questions, not the Zoom. First one, it's actually not a question, but I thought it was an awesome comment. This was from a short, which was titled Hips or Shoulder Replacement Best Cardio Workouts. And basically Bosco asked said, I absolutely love that you included walking. It's often overlooked because many people think it's useless and too easy. Very, very, very true. I think mainly people think it's too easy, so it's not going to work. I agree with you. I love how anybody can start walking despite your physical level. Exactly. I love that it's low impact and allows fast recovery. Agreed. Because of this, it's made me more consistent with my workouts. Yes. I can also help build a strong foundation and form more advanced cardio like jogging, running, or sprints. Basically, you can level up, yes. Because of this, it made me more consistent with my workouts. I eventually turned my walks into jogs now that I'm stronger and healthier. Of course, it is not the most efficient in burning fat the quickest. HIIT, or high intensity interval training, can burn, come on, Matt, get it together. HIIT can burn more in the same amount of time than walking, and not everybody has 30 minutes for cardio. But that being said, oof, I love walking as a source of cardio. At the end of the day, the best cardio is the cardio you love and that you're willing to stick to. I fully agree with you. If you enjoy it, you're going to stick to it. In the long run, I think that matters the most, even if there was something else that was more efficient. That's what the study said. I'll plug it down below. Basically, Bosco, seriously, thank you, good sir. I really appreciate you. Moving on. Is it true that on keto/low carb, you can catch a cold and not have any symptoms / congestion mucus symptoms? Seems to be my situation. Well, let's get into it. I have done low carb for several years and I feel like I rarely cough up phlegm or blow my nose when I have a cold. I mainly just feel run down and low on energy. I recently read a comment somewhere that low carb makes you less likely to have those symptoms and wondered if it was true or if others experience it. So I do basically a keto low carb when I'm doing my annual photo shoot to keep myself accountable. But I cannot say that in the times that I have done low carb that I've experienced that. Granted, I wasn't really paying attention to that. I don't know of any literature that says that's a thing. By all means, if anybody knows that and wants to plug something in the comments, I would love to read it. I have never heard that, and I would bank on that not being a thing, because what would be the cause of that? I'm sure someone would point the finger to inflammation. Like when you have more carbs, you have more inflammation, but I think that's very overblown. Keto is not magic, as Jenna said. I'm banking with no on that one. And this one goes out to Luke. So Luke hit me up on Instagram and I was like, hey, you cool with me making a video out of this? And he was like, yeah, sure. So, hey Matt, I've been following you since My Friend Watches days. Yeah, you know, you've been around a while. I appreciate you. I started working out recently, started using the fat loss workout program on my elliptical. So I think that those are slept on. If you have an elliptical, a treadmill, or whatever, I think that those can be utilized, and I think that can be a good thing. Like, it's a good little program. You can stick to it, and it's gonna progress you. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I think that's good. I'm using this because I mainly want to lose all my fat. I've been weighing myself off and on and haven't noticed much difference. Is this because I'm only losing fat, or do I need to do more? Basically, you're wanting to lose more. Got it. And your question is, do you need to do more? When someone asks me a question, I really try to dive down to what is their real goal? What's their real intention? What do they really want to be doing? And what's the best way to achieve it? I said, when you say, I see no change, how much time are we talking about? Doing the correct things consistently to achieve the change you want. Basically, I'm asking you, how long exactly have you been consistently working out? And Luke said, I wouldn't say consistently. This is my first time actually working out properly, so it's hard getting used to it. I've been working out for about a little over a month now, since late October. I said, awesome. Lastly, how old are you? And he said 15. So here's the deal. Luke, when I say 19, but even in high school, I was lifting weights and I was pretty active. I wrestled, all that. So even younger, around maybe the age of 16. First and foremost, I have to tell you this. Once you know you have the correct plan, you then have to be extremely patient. Patience is something that most 15-year-olds, myself when I was 16, I was not patient enough because I've only been around 16 years. How the heck would I know to be patient? So I most of the time tell people, however long you feel like it's gonna take, triple that amount of time. You've been doing it 4 weeks and you haven't been doing it consistently. I would not say that that's a fair snapshot that you're doing the right things consistently enough to see progress. You know, if you're sort of hopping in and hopping out and then you're sort of weighing yourself every now and then, it's too early to call that. Here's the thing. Why do you want to do this? You need to establish a plan that's going to work for you, and you have to stay disciplined, and you stay disciplined through keeping it super simple. If you can hold on to those points, I promise you, you will see the progress. Now, that's the strategy to the mentality of the approach, okay? But how do we actually lose fat? Fat loss is only achieved through eating in a calorie deficit or putting your body in a calorie deficit. And I'll explain what that means. Let's say to maintain your body weight, to maintain your body functions, you take in 2,000 calories a day, okay? An apple has a certain amount of calories, pizza has a certain amount of calories, everything has a certain amount of calories. If you have to take in 2,000 calories a day to maintain your weight, and you eat less than 2,000 calories on a consistent basis, then that is the process of losing fat. You will lose fat or lose weight. If you eat above that 2,000 calories, and again, 2,000 is an arbitrary number. I'm not saying that's your number. You have to figure that part out. You could use the app, lose it, but if you eat above 2,000, then you are going to gain weight, gain fat, okay? So there's two ways that you put yourself in a calorie deficit. You can eat less calories, or you can burn more calories through activity. So increase your activity or drop the amount of calories you're actually eating. If you're 15 years old, most likely your metabolism is working just fine and working the best it ever will. If I were in your shoes, I would be leaning on the activity, which it sounds like you're doing. I would also, if I were in your shoes, I would start taking photos or videos of yourself now, because the scale is not the best indicator if you are making progress or not. You can hold water weight. You know, if you weigh yourself right now, have a crap load of water, and then weigh yourself, you're going to weigh more. But does that mean that you've gained fat, or is it just water weight? But again, you're 15 years old. You don't have to be super critical on yourself with food because you have such a high metabolism, unless you have any sort of metabolic conditions, hyperthyroidism, low testosterone, which I would assume you're not. The elliptical is plenty, and if you enjoy the elliptical, then rock on. You're doing the right things. Just keep doing it, and you have to stay consistent. Luke, I really hope that helps. I appreciate you leaving your question. Basically, Bosco, I appreciate you too. If you're looking for fitness plans based in behavior change and science, it's exactly what I do. So if you're feeling squirrely, check it out in the description and the pinned comment. You don't have to be perfect at this fitness thing. Just be better than yesterday. Every day. Mental Fit Mafia patrons, I love you. Thank you.